This next one actually blew my mind. Accomplished runner summits and descends Mount Shasta in just 5 hours.
Max King, he's basically, from what I have seen from him, I think he's climbed Mount Shasta like 4 or 5 times already this summer. He's an animal. He is an accomplished runner. He won a bunch of different championships when he was younger, and now he lives in Southern Oregon and actually does these like trail running camps in Mount Shasta. So I think leading up to these camps, which one I believe was this week, and I think he's got another one next week, I think he's just been climbing Mount Shasta nonstop. But so there's this thing called the fastest known time, the FKT, fastest known time. And the fastest known time from horse camp, which is where most people camp, to the summit is an hour and a half. Horse camp sits at 6,000 feet elevation.
I thought it was 7,000.
It might be 7. Max King started at like 3,000.
7,900 feet elevation. Horse camp.
8,000. Yeah. So
more than halfway up the mountain.
More than halfway up the mountain. King began at 3,600 feet, which is the town of Mount Shasta, and he just ran to the top. He basically tripled it was a third of the time it typically takes an average climber to climb to the top, and he got up in 3.5 hours and got down in 2, which is interesting in itself. I wonder why it took him 2 hours to get down. It seems like maybe you're tired after running up.
Maybe at that point you want to take some pictures too on your way down.
Yeah,
you've just summited a massive mountain, and according to what I saw, he basically only stopped to like take one picture at the top, but also chat with somebody on the way up, like a brief little quick chat, and then kept going. I thought it was funny how casually he just asked his friend to go quickly summit Mount Shasta, like it was like a quick hike around Manzanita Lake or something. What I found fascinating about this, and this is kind of part of the story, I'd never heard of the Session Trail before. Session Trail, this guy went from the town of Mount Shasta to the summit of Mount Shasta in this trail that is kind of a newly renovated trail, from what I understand, right?
Yes, it's a historic trail. It's the trail is it Sisson? Is that what you're calling it? It's Sisson?
Yeah.
I don't know. I read these things. I never hear them.
Right.
It's like a historic trail up to the top. So that it's been like the new, I don't even know what to. It's the new trend to take that trail to the top. What's interesting is I've actually been in conversation with this guy named Jason Hardrath, about getting him on the pod. And he did what he calls the Shasta picnic, which he like swam across Lake Siskiyou, biked from there to Bunny Flat, climbed to the top of Mount Shasta, down, biked back down to Lake Siskiyou and swam across. And he calls it the Mount Shasta Picnic Triathlon. But we're trying to get him on there's like a group of these like super athletes that hang out around Mount Shasta. And obviously now is a great time to be around that area. But there are people who every year try to beat the fastest known time, FKT, FKT of like, it's like an hour 29:55, I believe, is from horse camp to the top. But, so what Max King did, last week, it's not like a record, but it kind of is, because no one knows anybody that's done anything like it, even close to that fast.
The dude climbed from 3,900 feet to 14,000 feet in 3 hours.
Yeah. It's also it's also the largest elevation gain of a hike in the shortest amount of time in America or something like that. By the way, if you go and you look, he had a video where he starts and a video where he ends. By the way, the dude started at 7. Most people start at 4 in the morning, and he started at 7, was home before lunch.
It's crazy.
But you can see him finishing, and he sort of has this little finish line that he kind of ran across. Dude wasn't even sweating. That guy's like body is just working in it's all cylinders. Like it doesn't need to waste extra sweat, you know. It's pretty wild.
He probably wasn't even sore the next day.
Yeah. I mean the guy's a flat out runner. That's what he does, you know, making a living winning world championships doing it. So cool story. We always see every year we see like some people that do stuff like this, but this is sort of the first of its kind. That's what made it really, really interesting.